Yeah, it's time to tell the story of a very epic Pokemon called Naganadel. We now start to fill our entire bench for more damage and it's going really well. Let me welcome you to Ultra Space where beasts come out. It's so freaking great, we knock you out. There's no time to wait, being a psychic type totally rocks, okay? Stinger GX, if we fall behind, we be straight. Everyone, one of a kind. Now with a crazy Buzzwole GX combined, I think a very powerful deck has arrived. Special energies, yes, say goodbye. Cortana slices off, take my advice. Surrender now or prepare to cry. This deck answers to everything, yup, that's right. One energy, yes, all we need. Consistency, yes, totally key. We knock you out and 1, 2, 3, cause Ultra Beasts are so wonderful. See, one energy, yes, all we need. Consistency is totally key. We knock you out and 1, 2, 3, cause Ultra Beasts are so wonderful. See, hahaha, yeah, episode 176, Naganadel GX with Buzzwole or Dusk Mane. Ha! What's up YouTube, it's Zapdos TCG here and thanks again for watching our TCG video on my channel. Today we are at episode 176 and we're gonna talk about Naganadel GX, aka Naganadel, or whatever you want to call this amazing GX card. This is one of those cards that deals damage depending on how many Ultra Beasts we have on our bench. And why is that so good? Because we have a wide variety of Ultra Beasts to choose from. Of course, I'm gonna just pick up the best cards here. We have, of course, the Dawnwings Necrozmas, both able to do a lot of stuff. We have Ultra Necrozma, Dusk Mane Necrozma, the Buzzwole variants, Kartana, Naganadel can also do quite the trick here. So we have a quite variety. We even have a Circuitry GX. So in this situation, I am just gonna pick Naganadel GX and we're gonna try and make quite the neat deck with it. We have the options I can actually recommend here is pairing it with Buzzwole or pairing it with Dusk Mane Necrozma. So what is the good thing about Naganadel? It deals 20 damage for every Ultra Beast on the bench, so you cannot rely on Tapu Leles that much, even though there's definitely one copy in your deck. You're also gonna get a deck skeleton to get yourself started with Naganadel and the good stuff like that. So be sure you're sticking around if you want to learn more about Naganadel. I know I talked about it on the channel before, but this time around we're gonna go in detail and try and make a great deck with it. So be straight, 20 damage for every Ultra Beast on the bench. That means we will have to rely on the Ultra Space Stadium card, which is definitely going to be a must. You'll definitely want 3 copies of the Ultra Space Stadium card because this can get out Ultra Beast Pokemon directly from the deck into your hand. And the good news about getting them directly to the hand is that you can get off abilities that happen when you bench them down. Think about Naganadel GX or Kartana, for example. If you bench those down, something happens. With the Empty Light, both active Pokemon are now confused and poisoned, and with the Kartana, you just slice off a special energy on the opponent's side of the field. Just as a searchable enhanced hammer, should definitely include this. This is kind of a must. Naganadel is kind of optional, so for now, we already have Naganadel and Kartana in our deck and the Ultra Space. So in this situation, what also I can tell about the Naganadel GX is that it hits for Psychic weakness, which means things in the popular meta game, hitting for Psychic is just huge. We have Buzzwole GX weak to Psychic, we have Espeon GX weak to Psychic, Necrozma GX weak to Psychic. A lot of these Pokemon in the current meta is weak to Psychic, and all of these have been seen in top 8s recently. In the top 8 in Sheffield, we saw an Espeon Garbodor list, we saw a Necrozma variant with Malamar, and we saw Buzzwole. So Naganadel hits those. One hit KO is definitely easy against those because we are going to also rely on Choice Band. Okay, first things first, we talked about Naganadel or Naganadel. We have, of course, another attack here. We have Jet Needle. You won't ever want to use that attack because we won't be running Psychic energies at all, although we will rely on Rainbow energy. So from time to time you can get out the Jet Needle that deals 110 damage and isn't affected by weakness or resistance. Unfortunately, if it wasn't stated like that, it would have been quite a decent attack for 2 attachments, but nowadays, not hitting for weakness at all. You're better off using Beast Raid most of the time. And then of course Stinger GX lets both players shuffle their prize cards into their deck, and then you can draw, each player draws the same amount of prize cards, actually 3 in total. So you can just put both players down to 3 prize cards. If you're behind in prize cards, boom, both players have 3 prize cards. If the opponent, if you want to take some prize cards and you're already a great position in your board, definitely try out Stinger GX. It's kind of a game-changing attack. Okay, we're gonna definitely run 3 Naganadel GXs in the deck because Naganadel is the main attacker, of course, and yeah, you definitely want 3 copies of that together with 4 Poipole. I talked about Poipole before and Naganadel for that matter, so now I'm gonna go in detail. Poipole just poisons the opponent Pokemon from time to time. It also has Knockout, Reviver, not that you're gonna use that ever, but it could be the case where you use that, the opponent cannot take a prize card if they knock out a Poipole, but with Guzma in the format, So a 4-3 line of Naganadel is a must. We already have our 1 Kartana, and for the Ultra Space, we're definitely gonna run a minimum of 3 copies because it's a very powerful stadium card. As mentioned, you can get out a lot of stuff from the deck. All your Ultra Beasts can just simply get out the deck, and that means also stage 1s. You can just get out Naganadel GX with, of course, the Ultra Space, getting that in the hand and evolving your Poipole after that. Really easy, so 3 copies of Ultra Space is a must. Next up, you can just select whatever you want. So we have a bunch of Ultra Beasts to choose from, definitely include some more. If you go for the fighting method, but Baby Buzzwole is a must, and of course Buzzwole GXs. If you go for the Dusk Mane Necrozma, run Metal Energies, and we're also gonna run B-String, so that is the reasoning behind this. You have the options between these. You can run Buzzwole or the Dusk Mane Necrozma, or maybe even the Ultra Necrozma. So you have 3 options in my opinion. So in this situation, in this video, we are gonna go with Buzzwole, but you can easily make the deck your own while using something like Dusk Mane or Ultra Necrozma as a secondary attacker. So we're gonna choose Buzzwole because Buzzwole hits for a lot of relevant weaknesses. The relevant weaknesses fighting, and of course Zoroark GX is weak to fighting. So otherwise, Naganadel has kind of a matchup against Zoroark because sometimes you'll have to 3-shot if you don't find your choice bands. So that is the reasoning behind that. Also, you also have other shenanigans. You can try it out with Guzzlord GX and the regular Guzzlord from the Forbidden Light set. There's a lot of Ultra Beasts you can choose from. Even Xurkitree GX could be situational from time to time. Dawnwings Necrozma with a Float Stone can be your free retreat every single turn, and Ultra Necrozma just has an amazing Photon Geyser attack. And if you're running Psychic and Metal Energies, try out Ultra Necrozma. Maybe pairing both of them in the deck with B-Strings could happen. The Dawnwings Necrozma, if you're running Psychic, could also work out. And Pheromosa is also something I like because it has free retreat, and Nihilego is also something neat here because you can get that extra 10 damage. Although both active Pokemon are poisoned and confused, you can overcome that by evolving or retreating. So if you can get this from the Ultra Space, boom, you can get that extra 10 damage, which could help beneficial if you're running strong energies as well to hit that 70 damage with, of course, the Buzzwole GX, because with a Beast Energy, you hit for 60 damage with Jet Punch, and Nihilego can hit it up to 70 in the right circumstances. Okay. The choice is up to you. In this situation, we're gonna go with the fighting method here. So we're gonna run 2 Buzzwole GX and a regular Baby Buzzwole. So this is a skeleton list. Just mentioning it out there, it's gonna be holding 55 cards, not a 60 in total. So you have room for a lot of tech cards if you want to. So in that regard, we are gonna go over, so as you know, we head for a lot of popular Pokemon by weakness, so that's why I love Naganadel GX, and I couldn't resist making it because I bought it at the Sheffield Regionals together with a friend. We bought a couple of Naganadel GXs, so that's why we're gonna make an episode about that. Okay, moving on. We still need more Ultra Beasts in the deck because right now we still have these picky cards. As an option, as mentioned, Pheromosa could be nice for your Guzma plays and Nihilego for the extra damage. We're definitely gonna run 1 copy of Tapu Lele. Why are we still running 1 copy of Tapu Lele even though it's not an Ultra Beast? Because Wonder Attack. Wonder Attack can get you out of nasty situations if you dead draw Ultra Ball Tapu Lele Sycamore and off you're rolling back again if the opponent uses a late game end, and also can get you that last Guzma for the victory. So 1 copy of Tapu Lele is awesome. You can also get it back with recovery cards like Rescue Stretcher, Super Rod, but more on that later. For now, we are gonna focus, of course, what else are we gonna focus on? We are gonna focus on the supporters now, and the supporters will be Sycamore. In a skeleton list, I think I'm just gonna go for 4 Sycamore because in my skeleton, having draw support is just so awesome. Discarding your entire hand, most of the time you just bench your entire Ultra Beast down anyway, then you Sycamore, draw into the resources you need. So that's why Sycamore is in here. We're also gonna run recovery cards. Next up, 2 copies of Cynthia. Cynthia is a draw supporter that does not discard your entire hand, so that is a niche thing. You can use Tapu Lele for Cynthia if you have a lot of resources that you don't want to discard. Think about 3 Naganadels in your hand, could be the case. So Tapu Lele, Cynthia, Tapu Lele, Sycamore, it all depends in the situation. And also 2 copies of N. N is just so powerful in the late game, cannot stress that enough. We don't run any draw support Pokemon like Oranguru, Octillery, because they are not an Ultra Beast, and we want to maximize our bench, or actually the damage output with the Beast rate, so we're not gonna rely too much on other Pokemon besides Ultra Beast. Next up, we're gonna run 3 copies of Guzma. targeting anything we want is just awesome. In my final list, I actually have 4 copies of Guzma, but this is a skeleton list. The choice is pretty much up to you what else you want to include in the list. So for now, this is everything I'm fine with. Also 1 copy of Acerola. Acerola is awesome. You use Naganadel's Beast Trait, you get damage, then you pick up your Naganadel, promote a Poipole, and evolve your Naganadel again. It's just that awesome. You heal off and you deal damage, you dish out damage once again. Also Max Potion could be the case, but more on that later. Now for the item cards, we're gonna run 4 Ultra Balls in the skeleton list. We're also gonna rely on B-Strings, because B-Strings can power up our Buzzwole GX, and if Buzzwole GX is powered up, we can just get that 1-hit KO that you always dreamed of, because we're also gonna run 2 strong energies and of course Choice Band, so that could help out in a lot of situations. So if this is a Dusk Mane Necrozma, or maybe you're running something crazy like a Guzzlord, that could also work out, but remember that you run the correct basic energies if so. So these can be optional and can be replaced with something you want, but definitely include the Kartana. You can sometimes pick a prize card with Blade GX if you run into your Beast energy, or maybe you're running Rainbow energies like in the Skeleton. It could all be the case. Okay. Moving forward, 2 copies of the Mysterious Treasure. This could search out your Lele and the time where you need the late game Guzma. This can search out your Poipole, can search out your Naganadel. It's just great to fill up the bench with Poipoles, and that's why Mysterious Treasure is in here, just for consistency purposes. You want to grab your Naganadel and just dish out damage as soon as possible. Next up, 2 copies of the Max Potion. Max Potion heals up anything completely. You have to discard the energies though, which is can be kind of a pain, but it only needs 1 energy to attack anyway, and it's a carless type energy, so you can attach whatever the hell you feel like except for the strong energy. But Max Potion healing off while just reattaching is just such a powerful combo with Naganadel, so that's why it's in here. Then 3 copies of Choice Band, dealing additional 30 damage. That means Naganadel is able to hit 150 damage as a maximum, with the Beast Energy as 180 with the Guzma. Lele's are KO, but yeah, Beast Energy is kind of situational, but yeah, Choice Band, you'll definitely need that for the numbers. Also, it works out B-String, energies on Buzzwole, Choice Band, and it Knuckle impacts for 190. You don't even need Diancie Prism. It could be the case here if you're running Diancie Prism, but it's not an Ultra Beast, so I definitely don't recommend it, but I wanted to include it, or actually mention it in the video regardless. Also, Max Elixir could work out, but works better if you're running a variant with Ultra Necrozma. Max Elixir works out with this, and also works out pretty well with Dusk Mane Necrozma, so that's I recommend if you're running something else, maybe Max Elixir. But in this type of list, Jet Punch also needs 1 energy, but B-String can ensure you that you have Knuckle Impact or Absorption GX at your disposal. Moving forward to the items, we have 2 Float Stones. And what else? Yeah, the free retreat is awesome. If you're still wondering for free retreat and stuff, you can also try out, of course, the Dawnwings Necrozma. Dawnwings with the Flowstone is OP, because that way you always have free retreat and an automatic switch like that. I only run 2 Floatstones because Naganadel, believe it or not, only has 1 retreat cost, and it's awesome like that. If you start with Buzzwole, it's neat. You just attach a strong energy and off you go, or maybe a regular energy, regular fighting energy for that matter. Just start dishing out Jet Punch and making sure that the opponent has a lot of damage on it. Then you can finish it off with the Beast Trait. That's how it works. I also like the combo with Kartana. Kartana just using the slice off, discarding the special energies, and if it gets damaged, Acerola, boom, it's back again, slicing off another special energy. Could work out because we're also gonna run a little bit of Rainbow energy later down the line. Next up, 1 copy of Field Blower. Sometimes you are ability blocked, you know Garbage Toxin is in town, and you want to discard special energies. Well, Field Blower can get rid of that annoying tool card on the Garbage Toxin, and that way your abilities like Wonder Tag and Slice Off get activated once again. Only 1 copy, since it's not really that beneficial. Not a lot of your Pokemon use abilities, but definitely 1 copy, because the Field Blower can get rid of opposing Choice Bands and maybe other like Parallel Cities and stuff that could hinder this deck, because it's kind of weak to Parallel City. Even though you run 3 Ultra Space, that 1 Field Blower could also blow away the Parallel City to make yourself comfortable once again to fill up your bench with your Ultra Beast. And Super Rod is definitely needed. You want to recover as many Ultra Beasts as possible. The early phases of the game can work out like this. You use Ultra Space Poipole, Mysterious Treasure Poipole, and then also Ultra Ball, and you use Tapu Lele Sycamore and get out some more Pokemon until your bench is full, and then poof, suddenly a lot of your Pokemon die. Well, actually get knocked out. You rely on Super Rod to get back your Pokemon. The crazy thing is, if you use Super Rod and put something in the deck, you can get it out immediately with Ultra Space. That's something I like so much. Also, Super Rod is needed to get your basic energies back in the deck to rely on B-String, because we're running 3 copies of B-String in this type of skeleton. Alright, where were we? We're also gonna run 1 Beast Energy, 2 Rainbow Energy. Why are we running Rainbow Energy? Now you might say, oh, what is this? Oof, kind of awkward. Well, this is pretty much up to you. The Rainbow Energies are needed. You can sometimes use Blade GX, but the Rainbow Energy also ensures that we can rely on Acerola. In my original list, we run 2 copies of Acerola, but this is a skeleton list. Be sure to remember that. I also like the Rainbow Energy on the Kartana, then using Acerola, so you can slice off twice and even rely on the Blade GX. Everything is possible. 2 copies of Strong Energy for the Buzzwole GX to hit for higher numbers. As mentioned, Jet Punch with Strong Energy is 50 damage. Of course, that is a lot. And then with the Choice Band, you hit even higher numbers against GX cards. Actually, GX and EX Pokemon, so that is awesome. Early game pressure. We have late game, or actually mid game Naganadel Shenanigans, and then late game B-String for the Knuckle Impacts. Although the little Buzzwole, the baby Buzzwole, is very powerful with the Sledgehammer, dealing 120 damage if the opponent has exactly 4 prize cards remaining. I know this deck is entirely weak to Psychic, but all the Psychic tech cards get rotated out. Think about Mewtwo. Think about, although Mewtwo gets a little reprint in the form of Deoxys, but just think about that for a second. Mewtwo will not do a lot of damage against Naganadel since it only has 1 energy, but Mew EX gets also rotated, and the Mew from Fates Collide. So this deck will see an increase in play, so that's why I decided to make a video about it, and you guys get updated also. Next up, we're gonna run 5 energies in the skeleton list. So this is the entire skeleton. I don't know how many cards we have. I think I discluded 4 cards, so we're at 56. That could work out. Yeah, I think we're at 56 here. So that is the entire skeleton list. You still have 4 options to include some more stuff in the deck. As mentioned, the fighting energies and the strong energies could even be metal energies, and then you can run on Dusk Mane Necrozma. Could be darkness energies, can rely on Guzzlord GX. You have a lot of options available with this. You could also run it with Dawnways and Psychic energies. Everything is possible, but in this list, I decided to go for the 2 best types in the game, fighting type and psychic type. Psychic type demolishes all the popular Pokemon. As mentioned, we have Espeon, we have Necrozma GX, and we have Buzzwole GX. All of them go down with a single energy and a choice band. It's just that amazing. So definitely try out Naganadel GX. Also, an inclusion I would do in this type of list, I would add in another Buzzwole GX or a baby Buzzwole. I would add in an Acerola, an extra one. I love Acerola with Rainbow Energy. Then an extra Guzma to target anything we possibly want, because Naganadel hits for huge damage for 1 energy, so you can knock off weak basic Pokemon on the bench, even knock out Octilleries if you don't like them. And of course, Bridget could also be the case. I know you don't always rely on Bridget, but you can have that first turn Tapu Lele and get out 3 Poipoles at once. That is also something I definitely recommend in a list like this. And that's pretty much it for another episode. Something I would love to include here is the Nigaligo. I think, now that I think about it, we're at... we are at 55 cards, so you still have 5 slots. How amazing is that? This list has 55 cards, you still have 5 slots, and these will be kind of the slots I would pick if you want to fill a full deck list, but the choice is pretty much up to you. This is definitely the best option, Naganadel pairing it with Buzzwole, because as mentioned, Naganadel doesn't one-shot Zoroark and the Buzzwole definitely does so. And if a Naganadel gets knocked out, come in with your baby Buzzwole, easy searchable with Ultra Space, and this decklist is just so amazing to play with. Hopefully you enjoyed this little episode of Naganadel with the Beast, Ultra Beast, because I already made an episode separately about Naganadel, but this time around it's kind of a deck profile slash skeleton list, etc. So hopefully you enjoyed the little setup like this. If you want to see more videos like this with other decks that you can just have a lot of ideas with, and maybe make your own deck because of you get a skeleton list, be sure to let me know in the comment section below. Also, be sure to demolish the like button if you enjoyed this kind of a video, because that always helps out the channel a lot, and it gives me the motivation to make more and better content for you guys. Anyhow, I wish you all a fantastic rest of your day. Thanks again for tuning in this week for another TCG video. Of course, you get daily content on the channel, so be sure to subscribe so you don't ever miss out. And I will see you guys soon enough with more Pokemon TCG content. Before we go, there's one question of the day. What is the best way to pair Naganadel? Is it Buzzwole? Is it Dusk Mane, or is it maybe a Guzzlord? Let me know in the comment section what you will pair Naganadel with, because I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think. Anyhow, have a fantastic rest of your day as mentioned, and I'll see you guys soon enough. Peace out.
If you wanna go and test a deck that isn't played a lot in this format, then listen to what I'll say. If you wanna go and try it out with me, let me know how it does in a tournament. I think it could be really great. Chilling on Sundays while new ideas